Welcome to the Ohan podcast, where we share and discuss things that you can do to strengthen your walk with Jesus. Let's get into it. What we desire to do is to keep things as brief as possible. If you are familiar with any of our animations, that's exactly what we do here at Ohand. We want the Lord to be able to minister to you according to where you are and directly speak to your heart so that it becomes more real to you. Who are these podcasts for? Well, these podcasts are for anyone really. It's for those who desire to know God for themselves, for those who are curious as to how you can even have a relationship with God in the first place, or maybe it's for those who already have a relationship with God but don't actually feel like they know Him or struggling to get to know Him. Perhaps you had a relationship with God before and you drifted off for whatever reason that is. Or perhaps you just want to listen to things that might help you strengthen your relationship with God or strengthen your walk with God. Whatever it is, we just hope that you find it helpful and can take something from it and apply it to your life. So in these podcasts, we're going to be talking about being in right standing with God and preparing your heart for the Lord. We just really sense that this is where the Lord wants us to begin. So we're first going to be talking about approaching God. You know, things that will really help you to have a clear conscience when entering and whilst being in His presence. And also things that can shift you into a deeper place in Him. So listen up, because you might find these really useful. You know, the majority of people feel bad and they feel guilty. They almost feel like too dirty or unholy to even approach God. They will just not approach Him based on that, because of something that they've done like an hour ago, or they did something bad last week, last year, or something in the past, whatever. That's the main issue as to people not approaching God. You know, of course, there's other reasons why people just will not approach God. But from what we've encountered, what we've gathered is that most people just will not approach Him because of how they feel about themselves. And someone really needs to hear this right now. We all need to understand that at that very moment that you decide to get that boldness and approach God is not when He's finally going to know what you did or what you have done or that thing that is so bothering you from the past. In Revelation 1:8, we know that God is the beginning and the ending, which means He knows the end from the beginning. It is quite complicated to understand, but you got to see it in a sense of God knew that Adam was going to take the fruit from Eve. He knew what was going to happen in the garden even before He created Adam. So really understanding that this is the kind of God that I'm approaching. He is all-knowing. So that should help you at least know that you can approach God, because He's not going to judge you at that very time, at that very moment that you decide to meet with Him. God is interested in you. You might not want to believe that. You might not want to agree with that. You might find it difficult to comprehend that this whole big God who created the earth, the heaven, the entire universe is interested in me. He is. He is interested in you. He is interested in hearing from you, speaking to you, and having a relationship with you. He's interested in you more than you are interested in Him. You know, when you're really thinking about Romans 5:8, that God commendeth His love towards us even while we were sinners. Christ died for us in the state of our filthiness, you know, at that moment when we feel absolutely disgusted with ourselves, we feel that we can't approach God, we feel filthy, we feel unholy. Even in that very state, God loved you and sent Jesus. His love is absolutely infinite. That won't change. So just receive it. If you can't understand it, a good starting place will just be honest with God. God, I can't understand that kind of love, but I'm going to receive it anyway. God is not interested in your past or how you feel about yourself yesterday or an hour or whatever. He's interested in your today. He's interested in moving forward with you. You have to make a choice to choose to be willing to approach him, to choose to be willing to seek his help. And when you meet him where you are, he will meet you where you are. That's why in James 4:8 he has said in his word, draw near to God and he will draw near to you. It is that simple.